Semicule friends, welcome to this video. It's in Spain, the 1:07 in the morning when I'm recording this video. And I couldn't resist because I have to tell you something we already know. Something that's an open secret, and that's that Nico Williams is going to be a Barca player. Don't go, hit the like button and subscribe and stay until the end of the video. Because I have a message for you and for the Athletic Bilbao fans. Don't go, I'm going to tell you the latest news about Nico Williams. Well, my friends, like I said, I can't keep quiet. It's 1 in the morning in Spain. I was listening to the radio, Cadena C-O-P-E, Cadena S-E-R, going over all the national press. And it bothers me, and it makes me laugh, what we've been hearing these last few hours. And I think we have to be very clear and concise. Enough of trying to deceive people and trying to scare them. This message is for all the coolers whom I want to convince and reassure. That Nico Williams is going to be a player for Football Club Barcelona, and as Fabrizio Romano reported, Nico will sign for 6 seasons with Barça. That is until 2031, until June 30, 2031. He will be a cooler, Nico Williams. And Barça says, why hasn't he paid the clause already? The president of Atletico de Bilbao, Uriarte, John Uriarte says, we're not going to Madrid to the league with Javier Tebas to tell him not to allow the payment of the clause because they don't comply with the 1-to-1 rule. Let's see what that has to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. To begin with, Barca will pay the clause whenever they want. Of course, I'll tell you when they're going to do it. And second, the fair play issue is more than under control. Barca is going to be under the 1-to-1 rule, so it's better to leave the monitoring to the league's control. Mr. John Uriarte, you should pay close attention. Better focus on your own business. Now focus on stealing young players from the youth academies all over the Basque country. And leave Barca alone. Leave Barca at the door alone, leave us in peace, and focus on accepting things as they are. So, is it that Nico will be with Football Club Barcelona? And the clause, which is not just anything, it's 62 million euros. Because it's the clause plus the consumer price index. The taxes that have to be paid, that's 62 million that goes into their coffers. Mr. John Uriarte, so relax. Listen to the average fan who says, well, it's okay. Nico Williams, let him be happy. Let him do what he has to do. Is he going to leave money here? We've made the most of it. That's the message. And not the amount of nonsense that you're saying in many media outlets. So, dear Cools, will Nico Williams be a Barca player? 100%. I'm saying it right now. As of today, June 26th, total peace of mind. He will be a Barca player, 6 seasons. And the release clause, 62 million. Why doesn't Barca pay it already? Well, because Barca wants to pay it starting from July 1st, which is when the new fiscal year begins. What for? So that it will be included in the budget for the 2025-2026 season's fiscal year. Now, there's no more peace of mind. Besides, Barca won't even have to ask for a loan. Are they going to pay for it with the cash they have on hand? Because it seems like Barca isn't bringing in any money. And also, there's something very curious. There are a lot of people talking about how Barcelona is being favored, that they're cheating, that they're being helped. And they say, hey, look, Olympique Lyon was relegated to the 2nd division, owing 500 million. And Barcelona, which owes more than 2,000, isn't relegated to the 2nd. What a shame. Let's be clear and honest. Look at an example I read on Twitter. I mean, it's very clear and obvious. It says the following. If you have a mortgage where you pay 300 euros a month, and I have a mortgage where I pay 100,000 euros a month, we both have debt, right? But the problem is that if you don't pay those 300 euros, they seize your house. I mean, or I pay 100,000 a month because I took out a loan, okay? And I can have a huge debt. But those 100,000 the bank asks me for every month never fail. That's the difference between the Lion Olympics and Barcelona. That he hasn't paid what he owes, the loans. Besides being in debt, he's in the red and not up to date with the bank. That's why they've seized his assets. So people understand me, that's the example. Even though he has that debt, it's a debt with the banks. A debt contracted with the banks. Why? To invest. And is Barca paying off that debt, religiously speaking? So don't let them sell you a false story. Don't let yourselves be fooled by the media, by the Madrid fans, by the people from Bilbao. Barca is a club that, as of today, is coming out of economic bankruptcy. And it's a club that, luckily for us, generates a lot of income. So, total calm. Nico Williams was from Barca. We've already told you, next week, which is already the 1st of July, from that day on, Barça will pay the release clause. That is, that money will be deposited by Nico Willen with his agent Felix Tainta at La Liga. That's how it works. The protocol. And from there, Barça will announce the presentation. And everything that comes after, which is joining the Asian tour for the preseason. The tests are on July 13th. It could be that Nico isn't there on the 13th, but maybe he comes back a few days later and does the presentation. We'll let you know. Don't worry, but Nico will be with Barça and he's going to sign for 6 seasons, earning between 7 and 8 million euros. So absolute calm, Barça fans. And as I said, I'm very, very calm. Don't let them mess with your head. Don't buy into the stories. Don't take the bait. On social media, not on Twitter, not anywhere. Because it's not worth it, because it's already more than done. Everything is agreed with Nico Williams, and Atleti knows it. The thing is, they're throwing a huge tantrum because they're upset and can't stand Barça. They hate us a lot because of the beatings we've given them in the Copa del Rey finals. All these years, they've treated us very badly. They insulted and booed Andrés Iniesta, a legend loved by all of Spain. San Mamés has been the only stadium where they've hit us, and from there came the whole Negrera thing. They've thrown bills at us, they've called us thieves when we haven't done anything. And there's a presumption of innocence that isn't respected. I mean, it's all shameful, but we're calm in our place and waiting for things to happen. There's very little left. Friends of Real Madrid, friends of Atletico de Bilbao, now you're thick as thieves. Well, you always have been, inseparable, always, but now more than ever. Lots of encouragement, really, lots of encouragement. And here comes the message for the Atleti fans. Be humble, accept reality, and be proud of Nico Williams, of what he has done for you, for your team, and of the money he's going to bring you. Be proud of that because it is deserved. And stop stirring things up on social media and looking for conflicts because it doesn't make sense. This is a free market and Barça can sign whoever they want. And it's an offer from Felix Tainta and Nico for him to come to Barça. And that's how it was done. Because what was closed last year couldn't be done. And this year, Nico said, this year I can't take it anymore. I'm going to Barça. And that's how it's going to be. You will see them, and you've heard it here on Barça Today, so now you know. Cheer up to the Atleti fans and the culés. Come on, Nico Barça is coming yesterday, Barça Today, always Barça. Like and subscribe. Let's go, let's go.